Hey y'all, it's Angela again here at the chicken coop. Well, I did a thing today. I harvested my garlic. I have a few more tubs on the other side of the house. I'm gonna harvest that. You're not gonna see me on camera today because I am hot and sweaty and working in my garden. So no face on my YouTube channel today. But just wanted to show y'all what I'm doing. Now, the reason why I harvested my garlic today is because, number one, this weekend we are supposed to have rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You don't want to harvest your garlic after that much rain. You want to harvest your garlic on kind of a dry spell. So I'm gonna sit down here and show y'all my garlic up close and kind of talk to y'all about my garlic and how I plant it and what I do and things like that. So give me just a minute and I'll sit down here and I'll get up close and personal with you. All right, so here is just a random tub that I harvested my garlic. These are my syrup tubs. I've talked to y'all about those before. This is on the west side of my house, and I planted this garlic probably, I think it was back in like October. So how you tell when your garlic is ready to harvest is see how that lower part of your garlic, I have all those dried brown leaves, okay? So that's kind of one way you can tell. Now, this is about the large size for my garlic. I have smaller in here. Let me show you some smaller. Like there's a smaller one, not as big. I even have some that are a little bit smaller than that. But let me tell you, I have paid a lot of money for garlic bulbs, and I have gone to the grocery store and bought organic garlic and planted it. And I've gotten about this exact same results. Now, none of this is elephant garlic. It's just regular garlic. So my cloves don't get that big. But what I do plant is, because I plant in the fall, I plant a lot of garlic because I use a lot of garlic. The second thing is, you want to, once you harvest your garlic, I'm going to put these in a big bucket and try to get as much dirt off of them and just kind of let them sit in a really dry place and let them dry out for a while. Okay? Now, then I'm going to cut these cloves off, and then once I cut the tops off of these cloves, and then I'm going to let them dry some more. And I'm also going to cut these roots off, not real close, but just a little bit. I'm going to leave a little bit of root attached. That will help them store better. All right, the other thing I do is, when I harvest this garlic, I don't use all this garlic. I save some garlic to plant for next year. And the ones that I use to plant for next year are these big cloves. I am trying to, year after year, continue to plant these big bulbs that will have big cloves, so that all my bulbs will eventually be big size. If you plant these little things, when you pull off that clove and you plant that little bitty clove, you're not going to have big garlic. You're going to have small garlic, which, that's relatively speaking. It all smells the same. It all tastes the same. It's just a bigger clove. So what I do is I plant, and then every year I pick out the biggest cloves. But even then, once you have this big clove and you start peeling those cloves off next year to plant, those inner cloves are going to be small. They're going to be smaller than those outer cloves. So you have to have a lot of outer cloves so that they will be large enough to plant. Now, just like a lot of people gave me heck about planting store-bought potatoes, people are going to give me heck about planting store-bought garlic and say it's sprayed and it won't produce garlic and all that stuff. But I'm telling y'all, I've done this for several years now. This is all I've done to grow garlic. I'll show y'all the next step, cutting the roots off, letting them dry, and then what I do with them to store them. I make my own garlic powder. That's what I do. I store the big ones and I just put them in a little basket that has some airflow. I put it in my pantry because that's kind of stays a relative temperature all throughout the year. And then when it's time to plant, I pull those out, break up all those cloves, pick out my largest cloves, and I plant them. If I have any cloves left over that are those inner cloves that are small, I will dehydrate them or chop them up and freeze them or use them up in my cooking. So nothing goes to waste, okay? That is the thing. And like I said all along, I am a frugal gardener. You can buy garlic at the grocery store that is organic for not very much money. This is the easiest thing you can plant. You stick this in the ground, you forget it till it's time to harvest it. I don't water these, I don't do anything. It's just what God takes care of them, and this is what I get. So I just wanted to encourage y'all that, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money buying garlic from a garlic producer to have a nice garlic harvest. And you can just do these in a container on your back porch, in an area in your yard. They're just so easy to plant. All right, so here's my garlic. I'm gonna try to get as much dirt off it as I can, and I'm just going to cut some of these lower roots. I'm not going all the way, I'm just leaving a little bit. I'm gonna leave all this on here. As this garlic bulb dries, this neck is gonna get smaller and smaller, and then it'll just like bend. And when that bends, you can just cut that off, and your garlic bulb will look just like the garlic bulb in the store. I know that you don't think that, but this whole stem here will dry out and be really thin. And you can just clip it off, and then your top of your garlic bulb will be nice and tight so it will store longer. So that's what you want to do. You don't want to just cut this off right now, because then you're going to leave that opening there for rot and decay and disease and stuff. So I'm just going to, I just cut that off, and I've got a big tub here, and I'm just going to put them in this big tub. The other reason why I want to get these out of here is because I had a really good idea last year when I was planting my garden. Because this is such a late crop, and I have such a small garden area, I have to utilize every bit of my garden. But this is a big part of my garden. This is a lot of square footage. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tubs here, plus I have 2 more over there, so that's 11 tubs of garlic. So that's a lot of real estate. So what I thought of, I had just a great idea. I don't know why I've never thought of it before. I'm going to follow this with my okra. It's not too late to plant okra in Texas. Okra likes hot, likes heat, which is exactly what this garlic's at. And so that's one way I'm going to utilize my garden. Those big stems will get thin like that, and see how that's falling over, so that you would know that that's right where you needed to cut that all this stem off when you're ready to store it. It's like right there. That's kind of an example of what those big stems will do. So this is going to take me a while, but it's so satisfying and so rewarding that you've grown your own garlic. And there is nothing, I don't care what they say. Those garlic in the store, not a candle to this, because no telling how long those have been stored somewhere. Because you're buying those things all year long. And you know, garlic's a 1-year type plant. It's not like you can plant this over and over. So I'm telling you, this is just wonderful. And when I dehydrate this, I could scare off all the vampires in East Texas. So I usually dehydrate it on my back porch or my carport, because it will stink up your house for sure. All right, so I also just wanted to talk to y'all about, these are the roots that I cut off the bottom of the garlic. I just chopped and dropped them right there where they were planted, and I'm gonna just leave that there. That's organic matter. Those little fine little roots are gonna dry out really quickly. That's gonna be, you know, just added compost into where I'm gonna plant my okra. All right, so here's the final amount of garlic that I harvested. That is a huge syrup tub full, almost halfway full of garlic. So now I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to set it up for it to dry. My greenhouse. All right, so we're in the back of my greenhouse. It's like a storage area, and my husband set up some baker's racks on some sawhorses, and this is where this garlic is just going to dry out. So this is the last step, and then I'll do another video when I cut all this off, all the stems off, and we process this garlic. I've got my grandbaby here with me. You might hear some little cooing over here. He's my helper. Thank y'all for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. You'll learn all sorts of new things on my channel. Tell them, Rexton, say you'll learn all sorts of things on Mama's channel. Thanks for visiting with me. Bye-bye.